Hello, everyone. Today, I am very proud to start a new YouTube lecture series, so-called Control Systems Unlocked. And in my YouTube channel, I already have long playlists that covers a lot of concepts from control systems, advanced control systems, reinforcement learning, adaptive control learning, multi-agent systems, to name but a few examples. Um, the intention of control systems unlocked as compared to those playlists, I would like to, in each video, probably within 4 to 8 minutes, my intention, I only have one slide. And in each short lecture, I will only talk about one key subject, one core key subject on control systems. And as we progress on those videos, my aim is to cover the essential, the core control systems principles that we use in real life scenarios. And I would like to focus on the most practical stuff. And consistent with my other YouTube videos, you are going to see detailed explanations, precision, as well as examples. So the first lecture is as you guess, we need to talk about control systems before we dive into a lot of details. So, what is a control system? The definition is, we are dealing with a dynamical system and we would like to change its behavior. Most probably, we want this dynamical system to do something for us. For example, if you have a quadcopter, you want it to go to a point in space for surveillance, for collecting some data, or automatic cruise control that we would like to regulate the speed of the car. So for this, basically, the definition of a control system is we are basically measuring outputs and we are doing some outputs of this dynamical system and we are applying some inputs based on the collected outputs. And the aim, as it is written here, is to regulate the behavior of a dynamical system by manipulating inputs. Manipulating inputs is a very strong word. And for the upcoming lectures, we're gonna manipulate inputs a lot. We're gonna design control inputs to achieve desired outputs. And the key components is, yes, we core components, we have a dynamical system and a control algorithm. But in order to execute this control algorithm, we need some sensors that measures some physical outputs from this dynamical system, probably through an analog to digital converter here and sensors, and it goes to a control algorithm inside a computer or a microchip. And then we would like to execute those control actions. We need to put actuators like motors to the propellers to the dynamical system so that it can, for example, fly. So, and through the digital to analog converter, these inputs goes drives that dynamical system. And the aim can be stabilization in a very general sense or command following. In the stabilization problem, uh, we deal with, for example, vibration suppression. When we have vibrations and we would like to stabilize those vibrations, we need to get rid of that. So we would like to drive system to a, for example, a desired unperturbed state. For example, if your car is vibrating with the control algorithm, we would like to stabilize it. The other problem is command following. In command following, if you recall the first example that I give, you have a quadcopter, you want it to go from point A to point B. So you have a trajectory, and that vehicle needs to follow that trajectory. Sometimes it is called command, sometimes it's called reference. So I will use them interchangeably. So I would call it here command following. And for both problems, we are going to discuss stability of the system. We want system to have some stable properties. We have some performance objectives like going from point A to point B in some desired number of seconds or minutes, and resilience to winds, unknown parameters, um, or structural damage. We would like to achieve some level of resilience. And examples are a lot. I already mentioned unmanned aerial vehicles, ground vehicles, surface vehicles, underwater vehicles, robotic manipulators. Sky is the limit. Maybe it is not even the space example. So, examples are automated systems. What I mean by automated systems are you want a dynamical system to do something. We also use control systems for autonomy. Autonomy is a little bit deeper than automated systems because autonomy, you not only have a control algorithm, but you also have a vision-based planning. For example, let's say you have a robot in an unknown environment. You need to plan the path at the higher level. At the low level, you need a control algorithm to execute that path. So how I would like to end this short video is that controls algorithm or a control system is the brain of a system. So you take a mechanical system, aerospace system, in other domain, and when you add a microchip, when you add a control algorithm to a computer, basically you are adding a brain, and that brain will make this system an automated system, and in some applications you use for autonomy. I hope these are clear. So if not, leave a comment and I would like to answer your questions.